Sometimes we talk about that something is missing, something is lacking, something which is starting this, so to speak, search to find an alternative way of living, to have more joy in life, to enjoy life, to have peace, whatever happens. We can talk about this in terms of something is missing. Feel that something is not right here. What do we mean by this missing? Well, it's easy to misunderstand this. Does the missing means that there's something wrong with me? It can sometimes be that interpretation. Something is missing here. So must be something wrong with me then. So missing is interpreted as some kind of psychological issue. Something needs to be fixed. I have to go to therapy because something is missing here. Or some other way to fix me because something is missing. It's obviously about me. Is this true? This feeling of missing something, is this really a psychological thing? No. This is to put so much pressure on ourselves. If we interpret this feeling of missing as something is wrong with me, there's nothing wrong with us at all. Never been. So what is this missing then? Because we have the feeling that something is missing. That's why we start, and that's why we come to these kind of meetings and start to meditate or whatever it is. Maybe there's something wrong with life. We go to philosophy. Maybe I've been doing something wrong in my past life. We should go to that idea. Maybe I have a bad karma or original sin or whatever it is, a belief. Or maybe it's just life is just struggling and suffering. That is what life is. So we go into philosophy, trying to explain this feeling of missing something, which is starting the search. Is this true? Is it explanation from philosophy the right way? No. Life is not supposed to be suffering. Life is supposed to be enjoyed. So what is this missing then? Because we obviously, most of us, have the feeling that something is missing when everything is starting so-called searching. Well, seeing it from the top of the mountain, so to speak, seeing it from the truth. The missing is not psychological. The missing is not philosophical. It's not about life. The missing is coming from the truth itself. And it can be a little bit surprising first. What does it mean? The missing is coming from the truth itself. Yeah. The missing feeling that something is wrong here, something is missing. It's a signal from the truth inside us, knocking from the inside, that something is not entirely correct here. Some kind of misunderstandings is here that makes us suffer struggle, having problems all the time that needs to be solved by some kind of me, fixing. So the missing is something good. It's not something which is negative. It's actually something very good. Because it means that the truth in ourselves is trying to break through. It's trying to show us that life is not what you think it is. Life is pure love and bliss, lived in peace, enjoying what happens in the moment, permeated by love. And that is clothed, so to speak, clothed in the feeling of something missing. Is this true that something is missing? What is missing is that we don't live from the level of the truth, from the level of the enlightenment state. We're living from the level of suffering, from the struggling, and from the total misunderstandings about life, living in the belief system. I have to fix. I must. I'm not good enough, and so on and so on. I just wanted to mention this, that these missing things, the missing idea is very often mixed by something wrong with me. It's nothing wrong with you. It's just the truth is signaling that something is missing here. And now something is to live in the freedom state. So it starts the discovery. The missing in itself is a starting point, initialization of this to discover what is actually true here. And the truth is that you're already living in the enlightened state. You just need to take away the obstacle for not seeing that. So the missing, instead of interpreting it as something wrong with me or something wrong with life, it's actually it's a mirroring the truth. It's actually the truth. Which has put the feeling of missing inside us, knocking from the inside, so we can start to discover how it really is. But heaven is not on the other side. Heaven is already here. But we are living in hell, also already here. So the missing is actually something good. We shouldn't look at it as something negative, but instead going for what is missing and discovering what is missing, removing the obstacles and see how it is. And to live life in total contentment. We mentioned this today because sometimes I meet these ideas which is pushing us down. Oh, something is missing, it must be something wrong with me, or something wrong with life. I hope this can clear out a little bit this misunderstanding what this missing feeling is actually giving a signal of. And now I open up for questions here. Or any comments or any discussions or any protests? Are you all in Samadhi already? Congratulations. Any other questions about any other topic for today?
Hey, Krister.
Hi, Fritz. Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, man. So, you're familiar with my background. We've talked lots of times. And for people who've experienced, let's say, an enlightenment experience, and I'm in that category. It happened quite a while ago, but nonetheless, it wasn't something that was expected, so it wasn't mind generated.
Mm-hmm.
But once it apparently left, which at one point it did, um, that was a pretty obvious missing. And I think for people who've had that kind of experience, yeah, it's pretty obvious. So that's one way I guess it could be recognized, but obviously there are a lot of others. So that's the only comment I had to make. And if you'd like to say something about that, yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Um, Missing can be a lot of things. Of course, it can be a lot of things, a lot of aspects of this concept of missing. Here we're just focusing on one particular aspect, and that is the missing feeling that started the whole thing. But of course, if we have had glimpses of this true state, we can call it maybe, and then it is taken away from us. Of course, there is a missing of that also. But isn't it the same missing actually? Because it is a truth which is feeling me giving us a missing feeling first to start the search. And in your case, that started first probably before that experience or this insight came, as you talked about. And then there's a next missing, huh? Missing that which actually came as a beautiful insight and a beautiful experience. But it's the same. Hmm? It's the same missing, but just showing itself in two different ways. Is that okay to see it in that way? It's actually the same missing because we are missing the true life. Hmm? We are missing to live in what is really the case, not what we think it is. But the beautiful that you can have another aspect of this also, even if they are a little bit twins here. Hmm? It's okay, Fritz? Yeah. You
Yeah,
want to?
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. So, Anders, you have a commentary here, like I have a schedule, doing what I really want later, after that, and after that. Yeah, you could say like that. The schedule is coming from the truth. The truth has a schedule for us, and it gives us a signal that maybe you should look at the schedule and not only postpone the schedule all the time, but look at it, what it says. What does it say on the calendar today? Oh, it says, see the truth. Okay, discover the truth today. Not today, now, because it's here already. Yeah. But of course, the schedule is a little bit about later and later, but the missing is not so easy to just put off. Huh? I mean, we can have a feeling of it missing. I know exactly what you're talking about, I think, because when it happened to me when I was 14, then I knew something that I was missing then from that day when it went away a couple of weeks later. And I knew that I had to get it back, so to speak, get it back, or to discover that place of living from that place. And that took some time, to say the least. But the missing was there from the very beginning. But the missing is also some kind of fuel in it, because the missing in itself means that we want something, so to speak, we want. There is a direction towards something, which is not material standard and something and all kinds of things in the story, but actually something much more deeper. We want to know how it is to live in full contentment, because that is what we did in these glimpses, for instance, that Fritz talked about, and which I also referred to when I was 14. We know how it is actually, but then the ice cream was taken away from us after being licking on it for some time. Oh, my fantastic. And of course, you want it back, right? So the missing in itself have a fuel in it, which is good. That's why I want to focus it on today by saying it is actually something good and not something we should look at in a negative way. Yes, Anders?
Yes. Yes. It's like I have to come into this state like I did now here, doing this meditation with this enlightenment help. And but I have some very very concrete things I'd like to fulfill in my life, but I postpone it also because I know that because I want to. I feel that this enlightenment state is more important than be stressing in the outer world in order to practically fulfill my desires, because there are so many to dos before I can reach these outer goals. Because I have some outer goals, but I feel this inner contentment is so much more important. But it's very interesting that what we're talking about, this living this state all the time. Uh, I mean, independently of what you're doing, that this next stage.
It's
Yeah.
already here, Anders. It's
What did you say?
already here.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
We just need to remove the obstacles for not seeing it. That is what we do, as you know. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Very exciting. Very good
Yeah.
with this task you gave us about writing down thoughts that are coming up
Mm.
about ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the tools we are using. Mm.
Yes, I like that.
Mm.
Okay, okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much
Thank you.
for this commentary. And it is not only that we now understand more clearly to not see this missing feeling as something negative about ourselves or life, but it also actually a positive side. It's a positive energy coming from it, by say, okay, so this is actually the truth which is doing the job here. The truth is putting this missing feeling in me so I can discover how it really is and starts to live from truth lies, true state. And the true state is not about truth in the heaven. We're not talking about religion here. The true state means what is true in your particular life. What's true about you? Anything else? So, okay, we see each other tomorrow then. Thank you for now.